trying to figure out, when you did me dirty, how in the world do I forgive you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Diamond B. Frazier, and this is the channel where we talk about all things self-development. So if you were tuned into Sunday's video, you saw me get a little worked up, a little hyped about these no good, insert curse word here, friends. So, you know what? I feel like, you know what? Why not on Wednesday? Let's lighten the load. Let's talk about forgiveness. So before we talk about how can you forgive, what it feels like is the unforgivable, let's actually talk what forgiveness is not. So forgiveness doesn't mean that you got to go to the person and say, I forgive you. Forgiveness does not mean that you are letting the person off the hook of their wrongdoing. It doesn't mean that you're excusing them for all the wrong that they did. Forgiveness does not mean that there's not more work that has to be done to reconcile the relationship, if that's something you want. Forgiveness does not mean the feelings just go away. Forgiveness does not mean you got to just forget it ever happened. Forgiveness does not mean that you have to continue to have that person in your life. And forgiveness does not mean that you are forgiving the person for the other person. Sometimes you forgive people for yourself, for your peace, so you're not held down and weighted by this thing. I know people say forgiveness is something for yourself, because it is. And it's not for the other person. But it's like, if you're doing it for you, why is it so hard? Just by nature, we always want to do the negative thing first, just generally. So you want to seek revenge. You feel like you're letting a person off the hook by forgiving them. But in reality, when you forgive somebody, you have accepted the reality of what it is that happened. You have accepted it. It happened. You can't change it. And then now you're going to live your life in resolution. But when somebody do you wrong and they just going about their business, in your mind, you be thinking like, I'm over here hurt, and you just living your life. Isn't that even more reason for you to just forgive? Whoop! Hold on real quick. Let me interrupt this video. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. So I've been struggling for my weight for some time now. It's something I talk about all the time. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to lose this weight, or I'm going to get this down. Look, it's been the struggle. So somebody decide to capitalize off of my vulnerability, my insecurity about my weight. So I saw this guy on Instagram, and he promoted himself as a trainer. And so he's, being all extra rip, flexing and all that stuff. So I'm like, ooh, like, I need my body like that. Yes, I can walk. Yes, I can go on a treadmill. Yes, I can watch YouTube videos, but it's nothing like having somebody one-on-one, like, that's trained in that aspect, that can teach you what to do. So of course, I hit up the person. I want to say, like, we were following each other for some time, and, like, we'll engage and like with each other's posts, but I never talked to this person personally. But I'm like, oh, shoot, like, I need your service. And, we're in the world of, which we should have been years ago, but supporting Black businesses. So for me, I'm like, oh, I'm going to support a brother, and I'm going to pay full price, whatever. Just let me know. So I let the person know, hey, this is what I want to get rid of, like my stubborn fat, like my stomach. I want to tone it up because I used to be a cheerleader, left, right, left, yes. And I was, ripped and fit. So I was trying to be ripped and fit. So he let me know, like, okay, cool, I got you. We can meet as much as you like, and it's $70 a month. And I'm thinking, that's good. Meet whenever I want to. $70 a month? Let's do it. So he was like, yeah, just give me the money ahead of time for the following month. So I said, okay, cool. So we meet at the parking lot of a mall because, I'm by myself, a female, and, like, he don't seem like a serial killer or nothing, but you still don't really know. So I need to be in a public place. Like, if something go down, y'all need to be able to see me. But like I said, I didn't get that vibe. So I gave him the money cash, and I'm like, bruh, like, I'm excited. Like, I'm ready to transform my body. Like, I'm trying to be, no surgery table, no BBL. I'm just trying to be like, you know, got it going on. So he like, you know, pumped with me like, yeah, I'm excited. Like, you know, you one of my first few clients. I work with these women in the morning. They do it as a group. So this will be great. So boom, fast forward, the following month come. I don't hear from this guy. He's posting on Instagram or whatever. I'm messaging him like, hey, what day can we start? Oh, I'm booked up. We could probably start the next week. Hold on, pause. I paid $70. Y'all following the story? I paid $70 for any time that I want. But don't tell me that. That's the thing. If you're going to own a business and you're going to make a promise to your customers or to your clients, then you need to fulfill that promise. So, you know, I'm a little bit irritated, but I'm like, you know what? People got stuff going on. So then he gets sick. And then he's like in a hiatus, like, I'm going to have to wait some time, blah, blah. At this point, I'm like, okay, well, can you just give me my $70 back and then we can revisit this when time comes? Because there's no contract, there's no website, there's no nothing, like there's no LLC. Like, this is just like word between me and you. So just as a decent human, if I pay for a service that I'm not even getting fulfilled, then give me my money back. Then on top of that, I started to get busy where I wasn't in a position to work out anyway when he was free at these weird times. I got a job. You know, I had multiple jobs at the time and I was still doing school. So it was just like, I don't have time for it. So I just asked him to have my money back. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for one of my clients to give me money and then I'll be able to give you the money. So I said, okay. So I'm waiting. Weeks go on. Weeks. And like I said in my last video, I'm not no six-figure chick. $70 is a lot of money. Like, if somebody gave me $70 right now, that would be really good. That could be groceries, gas. I don't know. Like, a lot. It could be a electric bill. It could be, I just want to do something splurge on myself. Get my little cheap little AliExpress necklace. Like, so I'm like, I'm really getting aggravated at this point because how am I going to force this person to give me my money? So I'm like, okay, hello, calling up like multiple times. I don't get no answer, nothing on the phone. Then he deletes his page on Instagram. I'm like, bro, you done ran off on my money. So at this point, I'm over here, you know, I'm a little immature. I'm over here plotting, like, who know you, who know where you stay at, because yeah. Yeah. But I ain't even about that life, but you know. At this point, I was really mad because it's like, you really gonna get off on me on my money? So then, y'all, this is where the story gets crazy. Comes back to Instagram or whatever, and now he's training boxers, fighters. So I see him training my ex. So I'm like, at this point, like, you over here training people, you got time to be doing stuff. So where's my money? So then I hit him up. I'm like, bro, like, where's the $70? Like, I just want to be done with this whole thing. He was like, oh, yeah, do you know so-and-so, which was my ex? You know, I've been training him and he has yet to give me any money. He owes me money, so you can hit him up and get the money. Excuse me? You owe me money. Somebody didn't pay you that I don't even deal with anymore, and you're telling me that I need to hit them up to get money? Are you serious? Is that what you do with your business? And honestly, like, I really want to say the person's name right now. I don't even know his real name, and that's the problem. When you do business, people, you got to know their first and last name, because yeah, you just got to know. But it's been some time, so I don't have the messages anymore because I don't want no defamation of character, because my word against his, but it happened, okay? And so I hit up my ex. I'm like, hey, so-and-so said you was, you know, working out with him and that you owe him money to be working out. Like, you've been working out for free, but you owe him. And he owes me money. He's telling me to hit you up for the money. I'm not asking you to give me no money, but I'm just saying, like, this is what's going on. He's like, nah, that's whack. That's whack. What's up? Like, what he say? Oh, no, I'm going to say something. Okay. I don't know if he said anything or not, but what I can tell you is, till this day, I don't have the money. And I forgot about this story, honestly, but like, something is just boiling up in me right now. But I have to, this video is about forgiveness, okay? So I'm forgiving that person, not for them, but for myself. Because when I tell y'all that really weighed me down, because it was the first time I ever been scammed, I ever been played like that for somebody that tried to support a black business. And I'm not even down to that at all. I'm going to continue to support black businesses when I can because, you know, I'm building a black brand, black business as well. So I don't want us to stray away from that at all. Like, keep the money within. But I'm going to just say, you need to get your money right. Like, this situation taught me a lesson and taught me that I need to create certain boundaries. And it taught me a lot about myself, that I'm so willing to just do, and I'm just trusting of people. And so I'm not closed off where it's like I'm skeptical of you, but I have to be real, like, smarter in regard to how I move. Till this day, I don't have the money. And I went yesterday and I was like, let me look him up on Instagram and see if he still exists. Now, y'all, I really want to DM him and ask him for the $70, but I got to let bygones be bygones because you know what? Honestly, the fact that this person told me, oh, go hit up somebody else to get the money, that lets me know that you don't even have it like that. So you know what? It went to somebody that really, really needed it. They ran off on me, but it taught me a lesson in the end. I learned from it. I didn't die. I don't I still have a roof over my head. So we good. Forgiving is just like letting go of the situation. You're not going to forget. It's still going to take time to heal, but it's like it happened. It's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to work on my healing process. Let karma, let the universe, let God. It's just going to do what it's going to do. But for me, I can't be held down any longer from this thing. Now let's get into the 4 steps that is needed to just heal from this, to just forgive comfortably. Because I'm not trying to be sitting here mad at those people that don't support me. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to be the butterfly. I'm going to fly. And it's going to be their loss. So let's get right into it. Number 1, think about the incident that angered you. A lot of times we suppress our emotions. We sweep it under the rug. We just hide from it. You really need to just take some time to breathe, process exactly what it is that happened. You have to acknowledge it. You got to think about how it is that you reacted, which is okay. Accept the fact that you reacted the way you reacted because you were hurt. Accept the fact that what happened, happened. Accept the fact that it's the reality. You just got to come to grips with that thing that happened. Avoiding is not solving. It's not healing. You can't forgive and let go. It's not going to go anywhere. When you try to dodge it, that's when it weighs you down. And then you live in this miserable life over here in the corner, dark cloud following you everywhere because you want to hold on so tight to this thing. No, I'm going to hold on to it forever. You did this thing to me. I'm not taking away from the fact that what was done to you was horrible. We're not going to excuse that. I'm not going to take it away from you at all. But what I don't want you to do is just hold on. You got a death grip on that thing, okay? Let it go. Let it go. Again, you might want to rewind on the video. I'm not saying when you let it go, you're excusing it. That don't mean that you're just going to get over it. I'm saying just like once you acknowledge it and accept it, that is the first step. Accept it just happened. Number 2, acknowledge the growth that occurred after that situation happened. Did you feel like after that happened, you know what, I have a new set of boundaries that I'm going to put into place because ain't nobody going to ever do this thing to me ever again? Did you realize like maybe, God forbid, this were to happen again, now I know how to channel my emotions? Oh, okay, look. I don't know if it's my burps that just keep popping up in the videos or it's these little nose rings. Because I don't want to get my nose pierced, but I got to get back to the video. So, snap on, snap on. Where did you grow? What did you learn about yourself in that process? Did you realize that you're easily triggered? Are you easily bothered by something? Did you realize how much patience you have? Did you realize how much self-control that you have? Did you realize how lack of self-control that you have? Did you realize how much power this person has over your mental? Did you realize they don't have that much power? Like, what is it that you learned about yourself? You always have to find the good in something. Finding the good in something doesn't mean that you're just this optimist that just lives in this fairy tale world. No, it's a reality, but you got to look at the good. What did you get out of it? What did you learn from it? You got to grow from an experience when it happens, right? Number 3, think about the other person. Now, again, I'm going to keep saying it. We're not excusing them. We just trying to just understand. Sometimes when you can understand why a person might have did something, you don't got to ask them. You don't got to have no conversation with them if you plan to just dead it. But sometimes we are all flawed as humans. None of us are perfect at all. You know, some of us have a little bit more problems than the others, but a sin is all a sin. It's all equal. But think about, what do you think made them do that? Why do they have like this skewed view or like limited belief or this narrowed, maybe different reality? What made them do that? God forbid, like somebody that molests people. Okay. I don't even know why I went that far, but why do you think that they did that? Is it maybe something else? Something happened to them and, you know, they experienced a predator. So then maybe that was in their thinking. And then they learned that behavior and did it to somebody else. Were they having some sort of trauma that was going on and their response was to like put it out on somebody else? Was it a friend that you told a secret to and they went and told everybody? What do you think made them do that? Were they trying to be accepted by all the other friends and they felt like, oh, if I tell them this piece of information, I'll get accepted? Do they like lack self-worth or self-confidence that they need to be so accepted by these other people? Is it that, you know, maybe they experienced like lack of boundaries in the household where like growing up, everything that happened in the house didn't stay in the house. It came to everybody else. So then they don't know how to hold on to a secret. Just really think about why the person did what it is that they did. I mean, of course, like you can hear from the person or you probably won't talk to them ever again, or people might try to make up stories about why they did it. But really process, why would they do that? And it'll help you get more clarity, and it'll help you in the forgiving process. Let me see if hold on. I'm in the process of thinking because I'm like, you know, you don't want to share too much about yourself. Okay, hold on, let me think. Let's just say you have a parent that is still here on earth, but they're an absent parent. They're not an active parent in your life. Why do you think that they are not in your life? It ain't you. You ain't the problem. Maybe it's because they didn't have their parent in their life. Maybe they didn't get taught how to be a father, how to be a mother, how to be present in their child's life. I know it might seem so easy, like, just do it. I mean, if you didn't have it, don't you know how that feels? But sometimes people need to be shown that. Just like having a lot of bastard children. You might be thinking like, yeah, if your parents weren't married, why didn't you get married? Because you didn't have that example. A lot of times there are generational curses. We fall into those same patterns. Eventually, hopefully somebody will break the pattern, but it might not have been your parent, or it might not have been your sibling, or it might not have been your abuser or whatever. So just really try to think like, why the freak did you do this thing? And number 4, you make the decision in regards to whether you feel the need to tell the person that you forgive them, because you don't have to. You could just say it out loud in the comfort of just your own little bubble and just say, so-and-so, I forgive you. I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. I'm not going to allow this thing to weigh me down anymore. And just give as much explanation as you see fit. Like, just kind of like ramble on and just like release it all out. Or maybe you want to tell the person like, hey, this is what you did. This is how it made me feel. I am going to forgive you for doing blah, blah, blah. And just say as much as you see fit that you need to say. So really decide, do you feel like you got to make this grand announcement that you're going to forgive this person? Because I feel like if it's somebody you're going to continue to deal with, then yes. Because it needs to be a clear idea or a clear boundary or like clarity in regard to like what the relationship is. So if you do plan to still deal with them, maybe at a similar capacity, maybe not as strong and y'all working on healing, I think you should really let the person know that you forgive them. But if you don't want to, if you don't want to talk to the person, you don't want to deal with it, you don't have to. But just on your own, just have that conversation. Don't hide from it. Forgiveness puts a seal on what happens. It makes you no longer bound to this particular thing. You grow from it. Once you've acknowledged it, once you've tried to wrap your brain around why the freak did this thing happen. Like, once you get clarity and you kind of really sort it all out, you have now got strength. You've grown from the situation. What they say, what don't break you, make you stronger. You're not broken. You're still here on earth. You're here for a reason. You've lived through it. You know, whether it was depression almost bringing you out of here, whether it was almost a potential suicide, whether you were in a car accident and it was about to go, you are still here. You've grown. You've got out of it. So what new boundaries do you have? What new things are you setting for yourself? Really release yourself from it. So I'm going to release myself from all the stuff. I've forgiven a lot, and I tell you, it just feels so good. It feels so good to just be so free. I hope this video helped you, because I need to watch it back myself, because, you know, I got a little forgiving to do. But I appreciate y'all staying tuned to another video. This is Diamond B. Frazier. Stay tuned for Sunday's video, and you have a great day.